Sagittarius, Capricorn, to your love reading for September. I hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you. This is going to be kind of like you versus them in its own way. First card coming out is what you think of them and the feelings that are going around. And over here, we'll see how they're feeling about you. Okay. And straight into this situation, please. We got the Hierophant coming out, so we're talking about that committed relationship, feeling like you are committed. Could be married, it could be being proposed to, long term, something of this nature, wanting to be married, wanting the long term. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. But definitely talking about commitment. With the Death card coming out and the Hermit. Next card coming out is the Nine of Cups. For a lot of you, I feel like where you thought that there was going to be some kind of ending to the situation, it has transformed. I feel like the relationship took a back seat, but it's now coming back around. There was a lot of thought and introspection going on within this relationship. Could be dealing with a Virgo. It doesn't have to be. But it does feel like what was going on caused a wish to come true. So there was a lot of gratitude in the end. So it does feel like there was an ending to a new beginning. So there could have been some kind of reconciliation that was going on. Could have had some kind of fight. Maybe you figured it was just too petty. So after going, deep within, having some alone time, pulling myself away from the situation, I have come to the conclusion, right, that we can work this out. And it does feel like whatever is going on here, everything is going to be okay. Just pulling yourself from that situation, it will transform, or if it already hasn't. Okay, everybody's story is going to be a little bit different because it is a general reading. So if you feel like it hasn't transformed yet, then you get ready for it, right? Because pulling yourself away from this situation, taking time alone, will actually cause some satisfaction to this relationship. And maybe that's all it really is needing that alone time, needing some time to think about the situation. Okay, yes, because there was a lot of exhaustion, a lot of burnout. As you can see, the Four of Swords is in reverse, saying, that there was too much stagnation to this relationship. Things were not turning in the right direction. Not focused on this. Somebody is not focused on this relationship. Somebody was unfocused. Somebody was burned out, not wanting to take this into. They're either being too impulsive in this relationship or just completely not seeing where this relationship is going. So it feels like you or them, maybe both of you, pulled away from the relationship to get a bigger, better picture of the situation. But we do have the Sun over here. So a lot of you, if this was a backsliding kind of relationship or a marriage that would seem like it was going sour, it just seems like there needed to be at this time away from each other to figure out where this relationship is going. Feels like you both were a little burned out on this situation. It could have been a lot of arguing. Like I said, a lot of petty fights going on is what it really seems like. I see a lot of petty arguments, petty behavior. See how they're thinking. Yeah, for a lot of you, this is a marriage. And they want, your person, could be an Aries as well. Your person seems to want to keep this going. They want the celebration. They want this marriage to continue. They've been taking a lot of action and manifestation, whether you know it or not. There's a lot of prayers, a lot of manifestation going on to get this going back on the right track. As you can see, there is no direction here with the swords, the Knight of Swords in reverse. But your person is saying that they want the direction. They want to keep this going. Could also be dealing with a Cancer. Okay, so they are definitely wanting to put in the time and the effort to getting this fixed. I feel like it's just because there's this burnout feeling that it's hard to get it going. Yeah. There's too much self-doubt. Looks like there was a lot of self-loathing, a lot of victim, playing victim, ignoring the call, ignoring the situation. That could be the Hermit as well. I just kind of walked away from the situation, went and kind of, was alone. Like I said, both of you could have been taking the back seat to the relationship. But I do see with the Nine of Cups and the Sun over here that it's going to slowly work itself back to where it needs to be. It's just going to take a little extra effort. And you guys have to be on the right page for the situation. You guys can't come at each other impulsively, right? Because then it becomes like disregarding each other's feelings, too much stress. One's on one side, one's on the other side. So you guys have to come to a what? To a kind of like an impasse at each other. You see what I'm saying? You have to come to a compromise. That's the word I'm looking for. You have to come to a compromise to the situation to even speak what is going on. Yeah, so it's causing a tower moment within the situation. So I do see this tower moment, whether it's already happened or it's getting ready to implode, right? Could be a little bit of both, but I feel like it's going to happen. Spirit's going to make this happen so that way you guys can have this wake up call. And then you're going to say, hey, you know what? This is where we can actually try one more time, get this in the right direction, and get this to where it needs to be. There's going to be, with your your Nine of Cups, you're going to realize, you know what? We can plant seeds here. We can be on the right page. Whatever has pushed you guys away from each other, whatever ideas, whatever speculations, whatever is going on over here, impulsive moves, whatever it is, it's saying that there is sustainable rewards. You guys just have to plant seeds and figure out what it is that you both have in common at this time. One may have grown and the other one did not grow. You could say, you know what, but I've grown in this way and they don't want to follow in growth. Right? I've harvested the seeds, but they don't want to invest. They don't want to see it my way. They don't want to see what's going on. They want to stay stuck over here. Absolutely. So where the unfocus is coming in, it's saying we need to focus on each other more. We need to focus on where the passion is, where the energy is. Be more fearless. Instead of just the impulsiveness of coming at each other in the wrong direction, let's be impulsive and take adventure steps. Be impulsive in the right direction. Taking that impulsiveness and putting the passion behind it, right? So not only are you going to have the Nine of Cups, but you can definitely get your Sun and your Ten of Cups, right? So this could be your wish fulfilled. This could be, if you want to be married to this person and take this commitment to the next level, or however it is, or if you're already married, keep that happiness within that marriage, right? You don't need that roller coaster. And it could be, as we're married, we do have those 5-year roller coasters, those 10-year roller coasters, those 15-year roller coasters, right? The ones that want to challenge us because we're growing, we're maturing in different ways. So it does feel like that. This person, your person down here, says that they want to keep this relationship going. They want to keep this marriage, where it is. They want to, really fix this. They're praying on this. Let's see what else they say. They said that they're tired of breaking the cycles. They're tired of the same cycle going over and over and over again. They really want to break this negative phase. They're just not sure how it is, and they're just praying. But is there praying without action? That's the problem. We can sit over here and pray and pray and pray and pray, but what's the universe going to do? If you're not taking any actions to get towards each other, it's not like there's just going to be this magical, little elf that's going to, pop up in the living room and just, come over here and let you guys hold hands. See what I'm saying? So you could even feel that way. Like they can pray all they want, but they haven't got off their ass out of that, that lazy boy chair to come say anything to me to fix it. See what I mean? So it does feel like they are like wanting, oh my God, that's so funny too that I said that because he's got the Emperor and it's almost like he is in his here he is in his lazy boy chair over here saying, well, I'm the father figure. I'm this person, whether they're male or female, I'm the mother figure. Take it how it resonates, right? Or whoever. Being divine masculine no matter what. Over here and really focused on what their authority is. Well, if you really want to, pray on the situation and then get the hell out of the chair and walk this way, right? Walk towards me. Open your mouth. Say something. Let's start something. So it does feel like they're trying to keep themselves in control as is, but they're also feeling like they want to break this cycle. But this cycle has no control. So what control are they taking? Ooh, I see a lot of confusion over here. I don't think they know what they're doing. They're saying this relationship is, this situation is out of control. I want to add control. Oh, somebody's going to tell me that they're a control freak. They believe that the relationship has resistance to change. They're saying you don't really want to change. They're saying it for, they're saying, but you really don't want to change, right? Sag, you don't want to change. And they're trying to keep stability. In their mind, the way they're seeing things, they are what's keeping the stability of everything going. But they know that it's like falling apart little by little, or a lot, right? Depending on the situation. But they want to make the progress. It's almost like they want to take this. There's so much action right here between the Magician and the Chariot. This action's in their head. Yeah, it is. It's mental. Avoiding conflict. So instead of actually taking the action that they want to take, they would rather avoid the conversation. They'd rather avoid the conflict. It's all in their mind. I don't see them doing anything. Not just yet, right? You guys will. I see the outcome. But for now, I don't see them really doing anything because they have self-doubt right now. The self-doubt is that you're going to want to change. But instead of coming to say, hey, Sag, you want to work on this with me? They're already making it to where you're already saying, they're answering your question for you before you even get to answer. So they're saying, Sag is not going to change. Why do I worry about this? There's a lot of self-doubt. Yeah, they're not going to want to fix this with me. Well, how the hell do they know that if they haven't got out of their lazy boy to come ask the question? Right? It's almost like they've made up all the answers for themselves without asking the questions. So they say, okay, well, that's fine. I'm going to work alone in this situation for now. Meaning I'm going to take the back seat. I'm just going to sit over here for now. Until that tower comes and tells me that it's going to throw me out of this chair. With that sudden awakening, yeah. That lightning pulled up my butt. That's what the overall outcome is over here. Overall. I mean, I see you guys could have that. Literally, you could have the 10 of Cups, the Sun, and the 9 of Cups. With the 7, with the 7, if you guys would just allow yourselves to plant the seeds, everything would be okay. For now, it's just really, this is where it is for now. It's just having the creative blocks. There's a lot of selfishness and impatience. And then overwhelmed. But you could have the Ace of Cups. It's kind of funny. I just want to say, if you're dealing with an Aries or a Taurus over here, it's almost like they're saying, do you ever feel, because of the judgment, they might be trying to blame you, like pointing the finger out. When in actuality, they haven't gotten up to do anything. So it's almost like they're saying, well, you, instead of pointing the finger in and saying, well, maybe if I get out of this chair, maybe we could try to work together with the 3 of Pentacles instead of working against each other. That's that self-loathing again, self-doubt. But that's like that's playing victim. Yeah, they need to get a new perspective with the Hangman over there. They definitely need some deep insight. Where it feels like you're already in deep insight over here with the Hermit over here. It just looks like what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? This is your outcome. Their outcome is they need to stop hanging around and actually, they want all this action and they want all this movement and they want all this, certain different kinds of impulsiveness. That's actually passion driven instead of negative driven. They need to take action. Actually get up and do something. Because you can't just sit over here and wishfully think and not do anything about it. They're just like in their head like, well, I totally do this and that. It'll be fine because I daydreamed about the situation. Okay, that's, I don't know where where they're getting all these ideas, but they got a lot of ideas, that's for sure. But no plan of action. All their plan of action is in their mind. Okay. So, overall part of the situation for the month is it's going to continue to be challenging times because they don't want to frigging move, because they don't want to see the sun. It says you have the sun, you have the possibility for the hopes, the dreams, and all the good things coming to you, but they don't want to move. They don't want to see this. They don't want to trust their own instincts. They don't want to get out of that chair. They don't want to move. They expect you to move. They expect everything to move around them. Like I said, they need, in their head, they have some like little house elf or something, that's going to be like, come over here. I just keep seeing like Harry Potter so funny. Come over here, Mr. Potter. Let me help you out. Right? Dolby's going to give you give you this. Give me a sock so I can live here. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like so fantasy. That they believe that it's just going to move into the right direction at some kind of given time without them having to do any work at all. Sorry, guys. They're just going to sit over here as the emperor, whether male or female, and just wait for the sun to come out. That's the way it is right now, for now. And it is. It's a fairy tale. It's a delusion. They're kind of delusional to that point. 100. Right? It's like, sorry. Okay, that's fantasy. That's not the way real life works. You have to put in effort to have effort if you guys are going to be on the same page. And they can't expect you to just run around, and come to them and keep apologizing or doing whatever you're doing or trying to make things work when they're not going to work with you. I'm sorry, I don't see. If you're in 5 of Wands in reverse, that means you're agreeing to disagree, guys, right? So you're saying, but I do bring out these things and they want to disagree with me. Yes, I see that. It's diversity over diversity, and they always group conflict. They don't want to be on the same page, but yet then they want to blame you. Huh? Some crazy shit right now. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, now that Mercury retrograde is out of, retrograde, Mercury is out of retrograde, let's put it that way, and is gone direct now. Maybe they'll want to open up next month, hopefully, and say, you know what, let's get back on page over here. Let's get to where we need to be. Just give the energy a little bit of time, right? Because we just had Venus go direct. We just had Mercury go direct. So hopefully that will open up kind of the corridors over here for them to want to start actually participating in real communication and get rid of a little bit of this fantasy that's in their mind. Okay? Until next time, my friends, peace and love. Bye-bye.